Hey, what's going down, everybody? This is your boy Jay Mason, inside the Time Machine on WUAG 103.1 FM. Playing the best of new and old school hip hop, R&B, and everything else in between. With me on the phone right now, I have Rod Peters, members of the 90s R&B group 511. Rod, thank you for being on the Time Machine, my man.
Thank you, Gerald. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here, bro.
No problem, man. How you doing?
Doing great, man. I'm down in Atlanta, and it's a great day today. It's nice and sunny, so everything's good.
I understand that. Peace up, A-Town down. Now let's go ahead and get this interview started. When was singing the first thing that you knew that it was something that you wanted to do?
Well, I actually grew up in my stepdad was a musician. He played trumpet for James Brown for a long time, I think 17 years or something like that. And so I grew up around the industry. When I was real small, my brothers and I used to have a group and play around, dance around the living room. When I was a teenager, some friends of mine started a group, and I think I got serious about it like right after high school, because when other people were making decisions to go to college, I had to kind of firm up my plans on what I was going to do with my life. So that's when I made the decision to pursue music.
Now, back in high school, did you ever do the elusive talent show circuit?
Yeah, the talent show, that's really how I got on the map. I mean, I used to do the talent show every year, and that became something that was, highly anticipated. And I did well. I think I won all of them. So, or at least most of them, I would say.
I know
so that kind of gave me some encouragement too to get going to music and see if I can pull it off on a major scale.
Yeah, I know you was the big man around school the week after the talent show. All the girls like, man, Rod, I didn't know you could get down like that. I always thought you was cute anyway. Now, how did you cut your teeth in the business before 511?
Before 511, well, I had my first record deal with a group called the Drama Club here in Atlanta. And the Drama Club was basically a black version of Duran Duran. I don't know if you remember the 80s group.
Of course, Rio.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we were a black version of Duran Duran. We had a record deal with Polygram back in the day, Polygram/Polydor Records. And the album, it came out, we didn't really get off the ground, but that was my first experience with, getting, a record deal and all that stuff. We did a video and some small travel. But shortly after that is when I got a call from a mutual friend of Lawrence and I, Lawrence, the other guy in 511. I got a call from a guy said that he got a demo tape. I should check this guy out. He's a great singer. And of course, I listened to Lawrence's demo, called Lawrence, and then we connected.
Okay, so you ended up meeting Lawrence through this mutual friend. Was that the beginning stages of 511?
Yeah, absolutely. When I heard Lawrence's demo, I was absolutely blown away. Absolutely. I mean, he's a pure singer. He's definitely got a powerful gift. We connected and we got together. We hit it off right off the bat. We definitely had some mutual goals in terms of the music industry. And I never thought about doing a duo. But Lawrence's his voice was so powerful, and then I had some songs that I've been working on, and we just started playing around with what we could do together. We called my friend up, Charlie Singleton, who is with Cameo. I called Charlie and asked him if he would help us put together a demo, because Charlie's a renowned producer, and Charlie produced a lot of people. I mean, you name it. But he agreed to help us put together a demo. We went over to Charlie's studio, and had the demo wrapped up in about a month or so, and that's how we did it.
So what was it like shopping that demo around to various labels?
When we first started doing the demo, we didn't have any record companies in mind. But what happened was, right after we got done with the demo, we had an opportunity to audition for the top executives at RCA Records. I had some relationships over at Caper Records, and Caper at the time was the joint partner with RCA. And I know Don Perry and Joel Katz over at Caper. So what happened was, they had told me that RCA is coming to town, their top 3 guys, and they'd like for us to audition for them. So what happened was Lawrence and I got prepared for that. We, gave him our demo and our bio and all that stuff, and we had the audition right there in Don Perry's office in front of the top 3 executives at RCA at the time was Joe Galante, Ron Urban, and I think it's Chip Miller was the other guy. But yeah, we did it right there on the spot. And the next morning, they didn't tell us then if we had, were selected or not. But the next morning, we got a call from our manager saying that congratulations, you guys are RCA recording artists.
Wow. So it was kind of like a impromptu showcase.
Oh, very much impromptu as it gets. It's kind of funny looking back on it. We were in Don's office. We just moved some furniture around, give us some space, and start singing right there.
Right.
So it's kind of funny looking back on it, but that's how it was.
So how old were you guys at that time?
We were in our early 20s.
So like my
yeah,
age.
what'd you say?
Like my age, I'm 22.
Okay, yeah, I was, I think, maybe 23, maybe, when
Oh,
we got signed, I think.
so kind of within that time range right there.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So what was it like? You guys got the deal, and then you guys got to relocate and do all this and make a record.
Well, again, this was my second deal, so I knew what to expect. And plus, like I said, I'd grown up in the industry, so we really knew what to expect. And Lawrence and I weren't surprised to get signed. We actually, not to sound arrogant about it, but we had a lot of confidence in what we were doing. We knew that we were really talented in terms of, we had invested a lot of time in our craft. So it wasn't a matter of if, but when. That's how we looked at it. And when we got signed, we just looked at it as, okay, the next step is, compiling the songs and the producers that we want to work with. And it took us about a month. What happened was the record company started feeding us a lot of different producers to check out to see which ones we wanted to work with. So we kind of poured through a lot of songs and a lot of producers and began that process of putting together the songs for the album. And that's really how it started.
Now, how did RCA manage to market you guys? Because I believe the debut came out in '93, correct?
Yeah.
And this was like New Jack Swing was out and hip hop soul was in. And how did you guys manage to kind of be in between one musical style going out and another one coming in?
I know, that's funny. That's probably why the whole thing didn't work. We were kind of in the gap. But New Jack, let me see. What happened was the record company, RCA and Caper, they actually suggested we put some New Jack type songs on the album, which we did. I think maybe Action Speaks Louder Than Words is one of the songs that's got that kind of a feel to it. They actually brought some New Jack, quote unquote, producers to us. I think the idea at the time was to maybe position us somewhat like between an After Seven, that group After Seven. I don't know if you remember those guys. But they were more of a singing group, very polished. I think they wanted to kind of have us there, but a little bit more street. So I'm not quite sure what their strategy was at the time. Our aim at the time, though, was to focus on our talent. And, our goal was to hope that our talent would outshine any trendiness that was going on. So that was our goal on our end.
Now, who were some of the producers that worked on the record? And I believe, correct me on this, I think I read somewhere that Gene Griffin worked on your record.
That's funny. Gene at the time, man, it's funny. This is weird to be talking about all this stuff. I haven't talked about this kind of stuff literally since back then.
So like a decade and some change.
Yeah, it's funny to be revisiting this. But like Gene Griffin, I haven't heard that name in a decade. But no, Gene didn't actually work on the album. I knew Gene from, we would be at the same studio and we would talk and all that. But he himself didn't contribute to any of the songs on the album.
Okay, now who are some of the producers that did contribute on the album?
You know what? I think that maybe the affiliation with Gene came because one of his producers, he probably had one of his producers come over, if I'm mistaken. But we had a guy named K.O. He was part of the production team with L.A. and Face. You had L.A. and Face, and then there was a subset of producers out of the deal that was
K.O. and Daryl Simmons.
Yeah, and K.O. And so we worked with K.O. What happened was how we ended up working with K.O. is that we accidentally heard a song that was meant for Tony Braxton. It was playing in the offices at the record company. It was somebody had it in their office and they were playing it, and we just loved that song. That song was "Come Get Your Things," and we asked about it. And what happened was they went and asked Tony Tony Braxton if she would let us have that song, and so that's how it happened. And K.O. was the writer and producer of that song, so he agreed to do the song on our album, which was great. It was just a fantastic experience working with him. But K.O. we had some guys out of Los Angeles to fly in, and we flew out there too to do the album. We did, I think, half of our album out in Los Angeles. No, I take that back. We did 75% of it out in Los Angeles and 25% of it in Atlanta. Some of the other producers, you got to forgive me, I just can't remember.
Okay, you're making the album, and when it was done, what were like some of your favorite cuts?
My favorite cut was "Don't Cry for Me." From the very first time I heard that song, in its roughest stage. And matter of fact, Lawrence and I both, when we heard that song, probably within the first 3-4 seconds, we both looked at each other and didn't have to say a word. We just knew that was just an amazing song. So from the very beginning, I just really loved that song. So definitely "Don't Cry for Me," which was the second release on our album. And the "Come Get Your Things" track, the one for Tony Braxton, I really love that one too. My wife loves the song "Smile," which is a great song too. We did that one out in Los Angeles. To me, it's got a very LA type of feel to it. But yeah, those two, there definitely some that I like more than others. But yeah, I like those two more so than the others.
Now the record is done, and what did RCA do to kind of like, okay, the album's out, promo tour, video, and what was like the public response to 511?
Oh, the public response was great. I mean, literally, it was great. It was a lot of fun. Let me make no mistake about that. It was a lot of fun doing that, man. It's like, you're young, you're popular, you're signing autographs, you're getting mobbed at the, malls and, VIP treatment. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and we got to travel all over the place. I got to see a lot of great places. So it was a lot of fun doing that. So the record company really did a lot in terms of getting us out there, a lot of promo tours, a lot of radio station visits. We got to actually meet a lot of people in the industry, too, in terms of we almost worked with a lot. Had we done a second or third album, I think we were definitely going down that track. Obviously, as you know, we only did that one album, but it was a lot of fun. The record company, they did the 2 videos, and they were good. It was all a great experience. I don't have anything negative to say. I think they gave us preferential treatment in a lot of instances in terms of the other artists that they had on their roster.